And I think the reason social media has become so ubiquitous and such a part of our daily life is because of three trends. The first is the trend from anonymity to authentic identity. So in, I think, 1994, 1995, there was a famous cartoon in The New Yorker, if people remember it, with a dog in front of a terminal. And the caption read, "On the internet, no one knows you're a dog." Does anyone see this and remember it? Thank you for nodding, because when I reference things that are more than 5 years ago, no one ever nods at Facebook, and it makes me feel old, so I'm super grateful that anyone will acknowledge they remember something from 1994. But the idea was that on the internet, no one knows you're a dog because we're all anonymous on the internet. And that has fundamentally changed because of social media and Facebook and others. And basically now, what we do online and on our mobile devices is increasingly about who we are, about real identity. You know, I am myself, Ariana is Ariana, Steffi is Steffi, Herbert is Herbert. We are our real identities online. The second trend is a shift from the wisdom of crowds to the wisdom of friends. The internet promised to change everything, and once again, for those of us who are old enough to be around before the internet, a couple nods. See, I need friends. When I say that at work, people say, "Well, what do you mean?" And I say, "Well, what do you mean? What do I mean?" They say, "Well, what do you mean before the internet?" And then sometimes they say, "What was it like?" in that tone of voice. So I need nods. But the internet promised to change absolutely everything. And it did. It changed a lot. But the main thing the internet provided was really information. It was information that you got in an anonymous way, and it was information that was not personalized for you. The same information for everyone. Now, the information web is not going away. It still serves a really useful function. But we think that the social web has increasing importance because the answer to a lot of questions is a better one coming from the wisdom of friends than the wisdom of crowds. So we're all in Munich. Not all of us live here. Would I rather know what, the thousands of people in the world think is the best restaurant in Munich? Or would I rather ask my hosts who come here every year? I probably would take Steffi's recommendation over the recommendation of the anonymous masses. The third trend, which I think is by far the most important, is the transition of all of us from being receivers of information to being broadcasters of information. And I think this has huge historical significance. If you think over the history of the world, in order to actually broadcast information, in order to have a voice, you had to be rich or famous or powerful or own a TV station or get lucky and have your 15 minutes of fame. But the people in this room, usually, if they want to say something to the world, can. But if you think about everyone else, the power of being a broadcaster has now been given to them as well. And that is a really big deal because everyone now has the power of voice.